No man do they call me, my mother and my father, and all my comrades as well. Hey everybody, and welcome to the next session of Growing the Tribe. Where it's kind of going to be a little bit of a getting organized and getting ready for the next fight sort of session. Because we just had the big conquest of Mega Humiopolis and the fight against Orpheus. So that today's session is mostly going to be dealing with management of your empire and looting things and starting on projects and kind of management stuff. It's all of the, is the civilization game part of the game. But before we get started, we can begin with Snotty's awakening, because he did sort of pass out at the end of his last fight. I'll describe that in a second. Before we get started, though, I also before we get started, I wanted to just go over the rules real quick. Most of you know what the rules are, but for anybody who's new, if anybody brought friends into the live stream or you've stumbled across the series and you've now wanted to be a part of it, this is the way everything works. I am going to run this as a role-playing game where you guys control the actions of the main character, which is Snottius the First, Snottius the Uncrumpable, and Miles actually gave, right here, Miles O'Halloran with the donation, gave an example of what you can do. If you decide to donate, you can then basically decide things that happen. So normally the way the game goes is the actions of the character are decided kind of democratically. I'll ask chat what they want to do. I'll count up the votes, and we'll usually narrow it down to like a couple choices or ideas that people come up with, and then we'll vote on that, and we'll decide that. However, if you want to, you can donate some money, and that way you basically become the dictator. You decide what's going to happen. You decide what the next action is going to be. As Miles decided to do right here, you can name characters. So Miles, of course, the next grot that will be born shall be called Redshirt 5. We've had a long proud line of red shirts. Redshirt 2 lasting the longest. Redshirt 3 and 4, as well as 1, died pretty quick. Did Redshirt 1 last a little bit? I thought Redshirt 1 lasted a little bit, but I don't remember. I'd have to go back and take a look. So yeah, you can, but the limits of it are you cannot use donations to make events happen. Like you can't be like Space Marine. I'm going to donate and then Space Marines show up. I have the story kind of set out. I kind of know the things that are going to happen, and disrupting the story too much disrupts the narrative. It can mess things up as far as pacing goes. And once things go bonkers, it makes it hard to have stakes in the story. So yeah, you can make some things happen. You can give kind of Snottius a helping hand. I would say if you donate, the extent to which you can impact the game is like maybe you could do a reroll or something on that level of you get one, you can do one reroll. The other rule is don't use your donation to counter somebody else's donation. Okay? All right, so that's kind of the rules. If I forgot any rules, you all can let people know. But I am going to go ahead and do the introduction and go through Snottius's fitful sleep. And then we can begin what we're doing. Snottius fell into a fitful sleep, full of deep dreams he could scarcely remember. He did remember pain, and he remembered bellowing voices. He remembered feeling powerful. Snottius slept for a long, long time. The fight against Orcus had been in the middle of the afternoon, and Snotius slept until the next day dawned. When he opened his eyes, he saw that he had mutated once again. His skin was stretched and warped over his massive muscular frame. 2 huge tusks jutted from his mouth, replacing his tiny needle-like teeth. But he retained his large, grottish nose and ears. Truly, Snotius had become an Orkling, a creature unheard of in the known galaxy. Upon gazing at himself, Snotius picked his nose in wonderment. Okay, we got Davin Kruger. Could have Red Shirt 5's chest be just naturally red? Okay, we'll figure out how that's gonna be. All right, yeah. I'll make it work. I got you. Thank you both for the donations. Very much so. So Snotius has awoken. He has come forth, and I'm gonna go ahead, flex it. He emerges from. He kind of does the comedic cartoon thing of like trying to walk out of the front of his door, but he's this huge muscular guy now, and like kind of squeezes out the front of his boss hut, emerges, and then begins hooah, hooah, hooah. So, all right. So if we flex majestically, now we have Paul Marzek. First, we get tree climber to place to boss. Get tree climb. First, we get tree climber a tree to place boss. I'm not following, Paul. You gotta explain what you just asked. We'll. But yes, Snotius. Go ahead and if you post what you some clarification. You get tree climber a tree to a tree placed to boss. Oh. I misread that. So you want him to like have a tree, like a tree settlement, kind of the way Snotbow has has kind of a commando settlement. Yeah, like a tree. Okay. In Dark Forest. Okay, actually, that's actually one of the things I had on the list of things to do. Was form a new settlement. Because Mega Humiopolis is actually a little bit of a haul away. So it would make sense to have a settlement in between. I guess Big Cave is the closest one. Big Cave, and then along the Great River would be this new settlement, and then Mega Humiopolis. Okay. Step 1, we're gonna roll and see what we get as far as snots and grots. There is a small chance that another orc will come up, but we're not quite at orcs being churned out yet. Okay, we got a small number of snots over the night. We got 2 more snotlings. I'm also not really naming snotlings anymore until like we need more snots. Like they're kind of around. They're kind of generally around. I would say there's always going to be kind of like 5 snotlings to every 1 grot. I'm just going to do that from now on. I'm not going to roll for snotlings anymore. Let's see what we get for any grots. I guess when we came back, we had Tom and Jerry. Okay, I'm going to say we have 2 more grots that pop up. One of whom will be Red Shirt 5. Let me get this. I have all these names and stuff coming out. Red Shirt 4 is dead. Red Shirt 4 is dead. We now have Red Shirt 5. And we have, what do we want? We have Tom, Jerry, DeRed, Gabo, Redshirt 5 popped up, and we're going to get one more. Did PogChomp get a lot bigger? Yeah, PogChomp kind of grows along with you. You're currently too big to ride on him anymore, but he's still a pretty big squig. He's not. He'd have to get a lot bigger to be like an orc. Edwin Marin Castro, Snottiest strives to prove his new strength with a river monster. All right. Snottiest, just kind of testing himself out. Snottiest is going to head out to the river of like where the great and terrible huge monsters used to be. And I'm going to do some rolling. And I can actually roll so you guys can see what's happening. Okay, he's going to get advantage. Okay, so Snottiest, well, the first one was 4, that one is 13. And Snottiest basically goes to the edge of the river and like sees there's some like snotlings messing around near the edge of the river, and there are river monsters kind of nearby, hoping one of them falls in. And Snottiest just like, and they're pretty big. They're like 6 feet long, or just about a little bit less than 2 meters. Snottiest himself is about 2 meters tall at this point. And Snottiest basically reaches in, grabs one of the river monsters, yanks it out of the river. It's like squirming in his hand, and he just like cracks it like a whip, and bashes its head against a stone and just knocks it out. And like all the other snotlings and like cheer and like come and pick up the river monster and haul it away. All right, so we got a lot of donations early on. Thank you very much for the donations. Let's get some names for we got one more. We have Redshirt 5 was one of the grots. We get one more. Let's see, Blue Shirt. Let's see. Well, we got a couple. We already got the Red Gabo, Rudolph we also have the Blue Gabo, Blue Shirt, Blue Gabo. Okay, let's go Blue Shirt. I think Blue Shirt currently has the most votes. We have Bill and Sushi. We made Sushi. I think we have the most votes for Blue Shirt. I'm going to go ahead and make him Blue Shirt. So we have the first Blue Shirt, the rival spore line to the Red Shirt, to the Red Shirts. We'll see who lives more and who does not. Okay, so some things to take care of. We are going to go and see if we can get Tree Climber, a tree city, to be boss of. Why don't we go ahead and set a project for every like settlement should get a project, like something that is working on, and I'll roll to see how we're doing. Obtain a fabulous hair squig, Charlie Higgins. All right, we do have to. I'm gonna have to keep track of all of the things we need to do. So give me 1 second. All right, if we keep getting donations, I got to keep track of all this stuff. But let's get a project for the guys that are in Snotantinople. We got to give them something to do, something to build. They have like some weapons and stuff. Like what do we want to try to do? Let's get a project to work on in Snotantinople. And then we're going to roll for finding mineral deposits in Big Cave, and we're going to roll to see if we have new commando snots or grots over in Snotantium. Getting a mob of orcs, it's going to take time. It's going to be a little bit before we have large numbers of orcs. Or orcs will show up. They're not going to. The first one to show up usually is ahead of the others, and it takes a little bit before more come up. Yeah, I know you need more boys. That's going to take time. Building shootas are going to be a thing that happens over in Mega Humiopolis. They have the manufacturing capability. You guys don't have any equipment or like you guys don't have any tech yet. Like you might be able to start getting stuff shipped back to you. You do have tools now. You have some tools, but you lack some material. Now, Snottius is big now. Snottius is orc-sized, and he's a little bit bigger than like an orc that's freshly popped out. Let's see. Let's get a proper kitchen. Chop down trees. You do have a squig pen. Orcoids don't really work out. They're just constantly fighting, and they don't build. Their muscles don't work the same way people's do. They basically get strong by fighting, and like they have like hormonal changes and stuff that cause growth and to gain muscle. Orcoids don't really need to work out. They just get bigger as they kill stuff. The more they fight, the tougher they get. That's just what happens. Get proper armor. That's not a bad idea. We can get that can be what you task Peg Leg and the other grots and things to get to work on. Okay, we can make better squigs. That's not bad. Like we can work on getting better. Upgrading. Getting some. Do we want to get some of the new guys? Start a fighting arena to spawn mutant snots. All right, we can do that. Miles O'Halloran, thank you once again for the donation. So that's getting worked on. I'm going to just put that as a note of that's a thing that's being worked on. I like the idea of like let's upgrade the squigs. Do you want to assign one of the grots to oversee the improvement of the squig stuff? Yeah, you can get. You're gonna have to go get the armor. So that might be a thing to do. Yeah, we can have like Brain get you guys armor. That could be a thing to work on. That'll be what be one of the things that's happening over in Mega Humiopolis, or Greenvale is the Humi name for it. All right, so who do we let's so we got Dered Gabo. We got one vote for Dered Gabo, 2 votes for Dered Gabo. I got your vote, Mr. Horsebag. I saw it the 4 times you said it, so I got it. We got 2 votes for Red Gabo, it looks like. 3 votes for Red Gabo. Okay, Red Gabo's taking care of squigs. He's going to basically create a bonus for when new squigs pop up. So he's been assigned to that. Let's go ahead and we're going to go do the other thing that we wanted to do. Let's go ahead and roll first. I'm going to roll for Snotantium to see if we have any new commando grots or snots. I'm basically just going to roll for grots. Okay, we got. Let me just. I'm going to put this over. I got to go put this under things happening in Snotantinople. I have a Snotantinople section, so they got to keep track of everything's happening. Snotantium, we now have 2 more grots have popped up over in Snotantium, along with 5 snotlings apiece. Let's get 2 more names for grots in Snotantium. These are the commando grots under the rule of Snot, though. We have blue shirt. Do we need the blue? Well, I guess so. We could have the blue Gabo. We have 2 for the blue Gabo. Noogie Boy, Shade, and Slash. Z, or Z, I suppose, for anybody who isn't American. Snickersby. Boogie. We got 2 votes for blue Gabo at this point. Still looking at Shade and 2 for Shade and Slash. Harry, Dr. Doofenshmirtz, blue. Okay, that's 4 for Shade and Slash. Okay, we'll do that. Shade and Slash for new commando grots, and they also have their own squads. Okay, then let's go ahead and go to Big Cave. Big Cave has a bunch of guys. Like, Big Cave has a lot there. We're going to go ahead and give them a roll. They wouldn't have that much in the way of guys at this point. Let's see if they have if they get any kind of mineral deposits or metals or things like that they can mine. All right, yeah, they do. What should they find? Let's go ahead and just start with iron. They're gonna find iron. Keep it simple. Iron's good because if you guys find coal somewhere, or if you guys should be able to find coal somewhere and be able to, what is it? It's coal, and you carbonize you purify the iron and you carbonize it so it doesn't it's stronger, and it doesn't rust quite as much. I forget what the system is how steel is made, but you guys will be able to work on that. All right. Also, I wanted to share before we go further. I wanted to give you guys the bigger map of. So this is the map of the way things were before. So you have Snotantinople, Snotantium, Big Cave. This is where the bug colony used to be. Dark Forest, and then the Humi villages, of course, up in the corner. Let me pull this down a little bit. You can, it's hard to see, but the Humi village is like up here. And then, so that's the map you have right now. The other thing I wanted to show you guys was the map you got from the Humis themselves. That is right here. I'm going to adjust this a little bit, but basically. This is Mega Humiopolis, and you guys are, so this is Big Cave and Snotantinople and Snotantium, and there's kind of a gap along the river. You guys have a gap, but then there are roads going to some Humi towns. You've seen the map, but you don't know what their names are. You guys can't read. And then there are like villages that are similar to Mega Humiopolis here, and then there's like a rail line going this way, and there is a road that goes to over here, which is probably the next closest Humi settlement, and you guys just haven't run across them yet. And then there's a road leading off somewhere. So I just wanted to give you guys that. There's something else that helps purify it. It's not just coal, and because the coal carbonizes it, but there's something else that you need to do it. I forget how it all works. Yeah, we can make charcoal. I'm going to say that the you guys are next to a forest. You can make charcoal easy enough to start making. It's not going to be right away. You guys are making steel, but that's like you're currently smelting iron, and it'll take a little bit before you're making your own steel. Um, and a lot of the stuff you're still going to get is mostly from scrap that you're taking from other things. Um, okay, so that's that. Um, and let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do the sort of mission that you guys have taken on, which is going and finding a new settlement for. We're going to go to the dark forest and get Tree Climber a new settlement. Now the question is, you have the sort of blood apes over here, or dark apes, or whatever I called them. I don't remember, but they're kind of they're like orangutans, but violent and carnivorous, or at least omnivorous. And then we have the area over here where you guys slew the horned monster, and you don't know what else is over there. How big is the boss now? How big is Snotty? Snotty is orc sized now. He is just about 2 meters tall, a little bit over 6 feet for my American fans. But I think most of the people who are here are not American because of just the timeline. The horned monster was basically a deer elk kind of thing. Yeah, it was big. It was not like a white-tailed deer. It was like a big, closer to like a caribou or an elk or something like that. But also had like horns similar to like an antelope. Because I said so. Because that's the way it is. We got Americans. Good. Good. We gotta got 2 Americans. Yeah, most people though a lot of people are working at this point, because we are in the middle of the afternoon. Do we have spider squigs yet? All right, I'm willing to give a chance for spider squigs to show up. I'm gonna 9. I'm gonna say not quite. I think it's gonna be more likely when you guys finish the improvement to the squig pens. 3 Americans. Spider squigs aren't a thing, not officially, but there's a squig for anything. They invent squigs all the time. Because squigs basically evolve to fill the niche of different flora and fauna that exist. And there's a squig. There's a squig for everything. There is, in fact, kind of a squig for. All right, we got a lot of Americans here. All right, quite a few. All right, so we're going to go ahead. We have, who do you all want to bring along? So, Tree Climber has Orc Junior, Lil Wah Boy, and Ape Boy. Do we want to fill up his team to a full 5? And who else is going? Is it just him? And then who is Snottiest going to bring any of his own crew? Because Tom and Jerry still don't have anywhere to go. They could be underlings of Tree Climber if you wanted. Red shirt and blue shirt. You want to do the away mission with them? Tom and Jerry can stay back behind. All right. Well, let's see. We're gonna red shirt and blue shirt for away mission. Tom and Jerry. 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 Okay. Tom and Jerry. And yeah, we're gonna bring Tom and Jerry. they'll come along and they'll have 5 Snotlings, which if they get attacked, Snotlings are kind of there to soak damage. They're not really. They do a little bit to help you fight better, but they're so small and weak. If you're fighting anything that's actually a threat to something as big as Snottius, a Snotling is not very useful against them. Okay, so Snottius, Tom, Jerry, Tree Climber, and they'll have their own squads of Snotlings. We'll kind of name them as we go along. And they're going to go ahead and settle. You guys get together, and you load up. You guys can all fit. No, you're not going to be able to all fit on one raft because Snottius is so huge. You guys have 2 rafts in Snotantinople. You can take those 2 and go to start the new settlement. Don't go over land. That wasn't the plan. We were going to go. Or do you, yeah, 2 rafts. That'll be fine. Yeah, you guys have you can also arm pretty much all of the grots with either shotguns or las guns because you guys looted a lot from the farmers. So Tree Climber currently has a las gun. Snottius has a las gun. Tom and Jerry, do you want them to be on shotgun or do you want to split up? Tom and Jerry, are they las guns or are they shotguns? Now, just warning you, shotguns do have a finite amount of ammo. They can run out until you guys are able to make shotgun shells, which will take a little bit of manufacturing. Okay, shotguns. Tom and Jerry got shotguns. I think the people are saying shotguns. I think winning out. Okay, it's fine. You guys have some ammunition. It's just not infinite. And you will have to either get more by looting or eventually figure out how to make. Your manufacturing isn't quite there yet. You guys can make a lot of stuff now. You have a lot of things that you can work with. You can shape metal and weld things together and rivet things and do all sorts of stuff with the workshops over at the farms, but you are not quite able to, crank stuff out yet. All right. So you don't have armor yet. Your armor was going to take a little bit of time to be made. You basically have some hide armor just to give you a little bit of protection, because they didn't have a whole lot of armor in the Humi settlement. They're farmers. They weren't carrying armor. You had one guy who was a guardsman, but yeah, gunpowder's not too much trouble. But making a shell. Gunpowder's not hard. Being able to smelt make black powder weapons is going to be possible. But making a shotgun shell with the blast cap and the you're going to need certain materials for that. And until you get proper manufacturing going, you're not going to be able to make that in large numbers. Well, you guys do have a grot to smelting and stuff. Well, we have red shirt 5 and blue shirt. Do you guys want to assign one of them to smelt stuff that gets shipped in from Big Cave? Do you want red shirt and red shirt 5 and blue shirt to be kind of the smithies? You want to do both? Shirts can do metal work. Compete. All right, they're both going to be smithies. And also, we're gonna have Pegleg is kind of focusing still on construction. He's still kind of the construction guy. So theoretically, we're gonna see if the naming thing works. They're going to not be in combat yet because they're gonna be smithies and they're gonna be working back behind. But when you guys march out with them, because eventually you're gonna be fighting Humies, we're gonna see if red shirt, if the fates deem that red shirt 5 will die and blue shirt will live, according with Orc customs. Like blue is lucky, so blue shirt should survive. Red shirt should die fast. That's I think red shirt 5. I think the donation was he just has like a birthmark, which is like a red spot on his chest, and it does sort of look like he has like a shirt on. All right. So we're heading out. So you guys load up onto the raft, and you go sailing upriver, or downriver rather. You go downriver, and things are kind of chugging away. You actually pass some of the rafts that are leaving from Big Cave. You can see there's kind of like a path that leads up to the rocky area where Big Cave is, and snotlings are kind of dragging like sledges or like sleigh sort of things down to the water, loaded up with ore, and then piling them up onto the different the two rafts that you left at Big Cave. And they've been going back and forth. Snotty team does not have a raft, but they can make one, I assume, if they want to. And so you passing them, going on up, and it's going to take a little while for you to make it. So it is about. So you left pretty early in the morning, and you'll get to the dark forest by kind of mid-afternoon. So yeah, they're kind of basically like dragging stuff along the ground to haul these things down to the water. So, anyways, you guys are now headed. You guys arrive in the dark forest. I'm going to roll to see what you guys encounter. Okay. It's pretty clear when you guys arrive, but there are nice big trees. Tree Climber and his snots that he's been training as kind of these scouts and like scouts, kind of rangers. Definitely an expert in tree sort of tactics. He's not quite like Snotbow, who's all about stealth and hiding and getting the kill. So it's the difference between like a scout and an assassin, or like a scout and a scout versus rogue, I guess. So that will be added to the future things, but you guys will be bloop, right over in here. And you guys set the snotlings to work to start building. I'm going to say you guys also brought some building material with you, that because you would have had enough space between the two rafts. You hold up some stuff that Pegleg had in his workshop to be able to build things. All right, Miles of Halloran, another donation. As you land and are scouting things out, Snottius kind of looks around and he... This looks like it's good. We'll start right here. So you hear the wah kind of echo through the dark forest. And if anything didn't know you're there, they now know you're there. So you might have chased things off, or you might have, let large predators know that something's there. Which isn't bad either, because dead things mean, more orcs. Let's go ahead and roll for the Snotlings. We got Soggy, Snore Sleepa, Orc Junior, Lil Wall Boy, and Ape Boy. All of those. Do we want to? Do you think that Soggy and Snore Sleepa? I don't think they're quite grot sized yet. Soggy and Snore Sleepa did some stuff because they were the ones who were manning the Burna, which helped out a lot. But I don't know if they've been in enough combat and won enough to be full-grown grots. I'll probably adjust his voice. I gotta settle on what Snottius's orc voice is. I'll probably solidify that for when I actually do the episode. All right. We're going to roll to see the Snotlings, how well they're building stuff, so you guys can see. Bloop. They're not doing so good. So the going is rather slow. So they're kind of like, a lot of them are new Snots. Orc Junior, Lil Wall Boy, and Ape Boy are doing pretty good, but they're kind of the only ones that are like easily climbing the trees. The other ones are like, when Snotlings come out, they're basically like really stupid babies. They kind of like can't do a whole lot, and they have to like try to do things for a while before they're any good at anything. And like you basically have 3 Snotlings and Tree Climber, along with along with Tree Climber, and they're trying to build everything. All of the other Snotlings can't climb. You could order the Tom and Jerry and their Snots are mostly like on watch. They were kind of, I thought the idea was they were kind of protecting things, that they weren't going to stick around here for the settlement. But if you want to order them to try to help, like the little Snotlings are just not being very useful. All right, we got a couple suggestions of do we want to do some disciplines? Punish the work. Do you want to kill the Snot that doesn't work hard, or punish? We can order to help, or we can see if we can motivate the remaining Snotlings to. We got a couple for punish / crump the worst Snot. Beat the word. Okay, give him a thrashing. All right, let's go ahead and you basically the one that there's what the little Snots are kind of going up and they're like and like trying to climb and they're failing and they're falling. They don't get very high, so they're not like getting seriously injured. It's just sort of pathetic. And one of them basically like gets frustrated, folds his arms, and like just sits down. And you basically go, hey, hey, you runt, come here, get up there and work. And basically, Snottius takes him and throws him up into the tree. So we're gonna see if he lands in. Will he land and like manage to stay in the tree? I think this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna see if he. if he lands and stays in the tree. Hey, that's a 20. That's the crit one. So that Snotling, let's give that Snotling a name. That Snotling just survived being thrown by the boss. Let's give the Snotling a name. And I'm going to say this is one of Tom's. Tree Climber 2. Shot Put. Fastball. Wind Climber. Fly Snot. This is not bad. Tree Hugger. That is what he's doing. He is like grabbing onto the limb of the tree, like not wanting to let go. Okay, we got 2 votes for Tree Climber 2, 2 votes for Tree Hugger, 2 votes for Fastball, 3 votes for Tree Hugger. Oh, holy mackerel. Powell Marzek. We find a tree in the center, gargantuan, covered in ivy and ropes, wide and long branches, many holes, tunnels, even burrows. Tree Climber is crying at its beauty. All right, yeah, that is the description. I will thank Powell Marzek. That is the description of the tree that they're trying to climb right now. It is full of different nooks and crannies to hang out in, and it's also a very nice place for a boss hut. A little boss hut, not nearly as cool as your boss hut, but all right, Tree Hugger. All right, and I'm going to have the Snots roll again after you've motivated them. They're going to get a re-roll to try to do better. So thank you for the donation. Let's give. All right, that's an 18. You motivated them. So work is now proceeding, and they basically have enough built by the time it starts getting dark. That there's a place there's enough stuff built. It's not completely done, but there's like a place for everyone to sleep for the night at least. That's up off the ground. Boabab level big tree. Yeah, it's a really, really, really big tree. It's really, really big tree. I forget how big a baobabs, but it's really big. It's really big, huge tree. All right, see, the thing is getting built. It's not completely done. It's hard to build an entire structure in a day, but like enough of it's built that it's like safely. All right, so there's some safety in that. I'm gonna check something. This is just for me. We're not rolling to. I'm rolling to see if something happens, so like the high or low of the number doesn't really matter to you guys. Okay, as the sun is starting to set, Snottius hears next smart grot named Wily Coyote. Okay, I'll put that down as next one to pop up. All right. Thank you for the donation, Ricardo Espina. All right. I'm going to put that in parentheses so I know that he doesn't exist quite yet. We haven't had him pop out, but we'll deal with that in a second. But as night is starting to fall, Snottius hears howling, echoing through the dark woods. Yeah, just like that. All right. So, yeah, you guys are you hear like one howl, and then there were like echoing, answering howls. I'm gonna go make sure. We could be having combat here. I'm gonna make sure my dog's okay. Make sure nothing's going on upstairs. Uno momento. I will be right back. What's the matter? I took them out for a walk earlier, and that's usually enough to keep them relatively quiet for the streams. All right. So you guys hear howling and echoing howling. So there's a lot of things, or at least a fair number of things. And let's give a roll to see if you can see them. Yep, you got keen eyes. You can see kind of like shaggy, hairy shapes moving in the woods. So you guys you can see that there are things, and they look like they're moving. They're off the distance, but they look like they're moving to surround the tree and where you guys are. Or we thought the horned beast here, where the snot's at. It might be that they were getting eaten. Like it's hard to get rid of orcs, but like, it's possible that the snotlings were getting eaten before they could get anywhere. They also could have gone to another settlement. And it wouldn't have been enough time for grots, I don't think. Not quite yet. All right, everyone's ready to fight? All right, we got, let me get things set up here. All right, so we got Tree Climber, Tom, and Jerry. Tree Climber is armed. It's mostly going to be they're going to be the ones who do serious stuff, and the snotlings are kind of soaking damage. Tree Climber is currently up in the tree, and as the creatures come up, they for basically they're sort of like wolves, but they do have some cat-like features as well. They have like retractable claws. Is kind of the big thing. Yep, you got choppers. You got choppers, and you got a las gun. You have the metal choppers too. You got like hatchets. You kind of want to be a bit bigger. So that's going to have to be an adjustment that needs to be made at some point. Hopefully, they'll be able to send you bigger choppers soon. All right, so let's roll to see what everyone's initiative is. I'm basically going to do I'm going to just call them wolves for the sake of simplicity, because they're kind of going to behave like wolves. I'm going to roll for them. Their initiative, they're going slow. That's a 2. And then I'm just gonna have then everyone else. As long as you guys don't roll a 1, you'll go first, and I'll just go in order. Yeah, 16. You guys are going first. All right. So we'll just go from the top to the bottom. All right. So first one is up is Tree Climber. Tree Climber's turn. What do you want him to do? Just shoot? He's currently up in the tree. He has a las gun. He can shoot from afar. That's kind of a Yelwa than Daka. Okay, shoot. I think it's pretty straightforward what he's gonna do. Wah! And Tree Climber's gonna shoot, or he's more like wah. I guess he's a bigger grot. Wah! Wah, Luigi. All right, here we go. Tree Climber. Oh boy, it is a 1. All right, I'm gonna check something real quick. Okay, I'm gonna check something else. Bloop. Okay, one of the not very good snots, who basically got bullied into going up and helping to build things, nearly fell. Basically, was like moving to the edge of the platform that you guys have for the treehouse, and almost fell off, and grabbed a hold of Tree Climber's leg, and then and basically to not fall off, and basically ended up pulling Tree Climber, so it threw off his shot, and Tree Climber dropped his las gun to grab onto the edge of the platform, and that fell down to the forest floor. The las gun is not broken because the las gun, but that was a critical failure for Tree Climber. Let's get a name for the snot who messed up. Do you want to name this one Waluigi? Waluigi. Dunce. Depression. Dead boy. Good thing we brought javelins. Dunce. Faluigi. Waluigi. Got 2 for Dunce. 2 for Waluigi or Faluigi. I'm going to call that 3 for Waluigi. 4 for Dunce. 2 for Dead Boy. All right, I think he's going to be Dunce. Yep, more for Waluigi. All right, then. Yes, thank you for 15K. Yep, I made it. I made it for 15K. Dunce has... I think we save the name Waluigi for a more auspicious character. I'm going to call this one Dunce because he did mess up. Waluigi is a proud name, and we can use that for another grot or somebody that's going to be more important. All right, so Dunce now has a name. Next person, Tom. Tom has a shotgun. He can try to blast them when they get close. Oh, Commander, thank you for subscribing. Much appreciated. You can, if you have no idea what's going on, you can check out the Growing the Tribe playlist, and you can, if you want to listen to all of the streams, you can. You could also just listen to the story bits, which are a bit more. All right, we're docking, shooting with shotgun. Wario and Waluigi might be something to do for another duo that pops up. We'll do that. We'll take care of that in the future. In the moment, let's go ahead and much appreciated. Thank you once again. We shooting, daka, daka, daka. All right, shotguns go brr. Tom fires. The wolves are too far away. You can't tell if he hit anything. Kind of fires into the darkness. It makes a loud noise, which kind of makes the wolves pause for a sec. It's really loud. So they're kind of going to be a little bit more sneaky. Do you want to go Jerry? We got Jerry. I'm keeping track of the ammo. I'll let you guys know when you get low. More Daka from Jerry. You got that's the most deadly thing you currently have. So, all right, Jerry. After the wolves kind of flinch and kind of loop around. One of them is also they're sort of like both using pack techniques, but they're also like trying to sneak. And one of them kind of like sneaks around one of the trees and like sticks its head out a little bit, and that's when Jerry and blasts it. So one down. All right, now we got Snotty. Snotty has a las gun. He also has his choppas. Have Jerry step on Tom's foot. Yeah, well, that'll be what happened. So Tom lined up his shot. Jerry took a step back to line up his. He stepped on Tom's foot. Tom went ah and fired and missed. And then Jerry quickly took the shot right afterwards. So, ah! You guys don't know how many wolves. You guys don't know. It's a little hard to see. You're looking at maybe like a dozen of them. It's hard to tell if you can see all of them. What? Because I did it. Because I did the Tom scream. I know what it sounds like. I watched Tom and Jerry. I hope it actually sounded like the Tom scream. All right, Snottiest is shooting or Snottiest chopping? We going shooty or choppy? Las, Daka. You got 2 for shoot, 3 for shoot, 1 for chop. Shooty. All right, looks like we're gonna shoot. I think it's shoot. Got a couple choppas in there, but shooting's not bad. Shooty is fun. That's a 10. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Snottiest. Snottiest has been fighting for a long time, and he's more skilled at shooting than he's had a lot of time to fight, so I think he's decent at shooting. I'm going to say he gets them. So he shoots and another one drops. I'm keeping track of the number of wolves. All right, so that's that. Now it is wolf turn. Wolves are closing the gap now. Once you guys fire, they're closing the gap. They're very brazen. They're a little freaked out because they didn't expect you guys to make boom noises, but you kind of suspect. Give an intimidating wah from Snottiest. Snotticus? Who's Snotticus? From Snottiest. All right. Got to get my in between grot and orc voice going. And we'll go. The wolves are now coming in. And what you see is with their retractable claws, is a bunch of them are starting to like climb trees. Like these guys can climb trees better than like. So some of them are starting to climb up into the tree fort area. We're going to get wolves coming. We're going to get 3 wolves. They're going to get in on Tom, Jerry, and Snottius. So the one on Tom. So one comes running at Tom, and it like leaps, and Tom like ducks, and it like sails over his head. He kind of turns, just sticks his tongue out at it. Jerry. This one's going to come up, and it's going to slash at Jerry with its claws, and he's going to get raked across the back. So Jerry is going to take a little bit of a wound. He can take a little bit of punishment, but like not a lot. If he gets hit too many more times, like if he gets, basically I'm going to say it's like 3 hits, and he'd be 3 hits to a grot, and he'd be down. Actually, let me see if one of his snotlings takes the hit. I forgot to check that. Nope, it goes to Jerry. Jerry gets 1 hit on him. Jerry gets 1 hit directly on him. 1 coming to Snottius. And I'm going to say a 10 against Snottius. Again, he's big and tough enough that I think he's going to be able to avoid that hit. So no hits to Snottius. All right. And Tom looks entertained that Jerry got hurt. Kind of top of the order is going to be Tree Climber. Tree Climber is able to, I'm going to roll to see him. All right. Dunce is going to fall. Dunce falls from Tree Climber's leg. I'm going to give Dunce a chance. Basically, Dunce has to roll really well to survive because he's way up there. So Dunce, that is also a 2 for Dunce. Dunce goes splat. Farewell, Dunce. We hardly knew ye. Tree Climber is able to get back up in the tree, or at least like get his footing, but he doesn't have a shooter anymore. He does have javelins. He is still up in the tree. So what do you guys? Let's get some. Can we get some Fs in the chat for Dunce? He didn't live very long, and he didn't do anything very smart, but he will live on in our hearts as a very young snot that was forced to climb a very big tree when he didn't know how. Oh! Ah! The Wilhelm scream. All right, start throwing javelins. He's going to throw javelins, which aren't going to do the same amount of damage, but, you know, you might get lucky. Well, apparently, Tree Climber, if you can see that. Oop, there it is. It's 19. Apparently, Tree Climber is better at throwing javelins than he is at shooting, or at least he is when someone's not dragging him off of the tree. And he basically throws one down and skewers one of the wolf cat things. All right, Tom's turn. He reloads, has his shotgun ready. He's got and shotguns can be used in melee, so he's fine if he wants to keep shooting. What do we got? Shotgun? Daka Daka? All right. Jerry's looks mad at Tom. Tom had stuck his tongue out at Jerry. Tom's going to go ahead and roll and shoot. Tom, like, very smugly, that's a 2. So Tom, like, very smugly levels his shotgun, and then right before he's about to shoot, he sneezes, and then he looks very angrily at Jerry, who clearly hadn't done anything. I'm going to have Jerry shoot. And Jerry effortlessly blasts. Jerry's like just shrugging, and he just points at the shotgun and just blasts another one of the wolves. All right, there are more wolves now. Now there are 2. There's 2 on Tom, 2 on Jerry, 2 on Snottius, and 2 are climbing up the tree towards Tree Climber. And that seems to be the wolves that are the wolf cat things that are nearby. All right, so wolf on Tom. That's going to get him. Let's see if one of his snots dies. All right, we have a. Can we get one of the snots is going to get killed on Tom's crew? Can we get a name for a snot? Okay, have Snottius throw the wolf at one in the tree. So grab wolf, throw it at another one trying to climb the tree. All right, I'm going to put that as Snottius's next action. Oh yeah, I didn't do Snottius's turn. I forgot Snottius. So yeah, let's do that before. So Snottius is going to grab one of the ones at him and try to throw it and knock it off one of the wolf cats climbing the tree. Unfortunately, like when he goes to grab it, it leaps away from him, so he isn't quite able to. Because that was a donation, I'm going to give him a reroll, because that's basically the power I give donations is the power of they get it like a reroll. All right, that one worked. That's a 17. So he grabs one of the wolf cats and hurls it at one of the ones climbing the tree, and smashes into him, and they both fall off. They're going to either die or I'm going to see what they do. Okay, they're both hurt, and they're both going to run away. Like that hurt a lot. They land. They kind of have the cat-like thing of landing on their feet, but it was still a long fall, and they're still kind of bashed up, like they're bruised and not terribly keen on fighting anymore. So those 2 are going to limp away. And then so all right. So names for them: Glob, Lard, Wolfbait, Snortona. Maxim snots are food. Snoticus is a name for later. Missed 20 sessions. Fill me in. Fill Hive Tyrant in, somebody. We're still looking for names. I have no repeating names so far. Glob, Lard, Wolfbait, Snortona. That's what I got. Any of those names sound good to anybody? Let's go ahead and get the Lard. That's 2 for Lard. 2 for Lard. 3 for Lard. Yeah, Lard. All right, Lard it is, and Lard is the one who died from Tom's group. Tom gets attacked by another wolf. This time, Tom is able to like kind of hit it away with the butt of his shotgun and kind of fend it away from his snotlings. One is coming at Jerry. Jerry dodges out of the way easily. And then another one's coming at Jerry. Also dodged. Only one is now coming at Snottius. This one's going to get Snottius. That's a 17. Snotty's is pretty tough though. Like he can take a scratch from these guys. So Snotty takes a wound, but he's like it hurts, but it's not. He's not at the end of his rope by any means. Jerry's is the wound is much more serious for a fresh grot. And then wolves went, so it's top of the order with tree climber. And when the wolf that's now climbing the tree, it will reach tree climber next turn. So tree climber is still up in the tree. He's still got javelins. Do you want him to take a shot at the wolf climbing the tree? I assume that's what we want to do. You want to jump at it? Throw javelin. We got throw javelin, or you can also like leap out of the tree and try to stab at it. Stick them via gravity. So 2 people are saying jump at it. I assume the yeses are throw javelins. So we got 3 for throw the javelin, 2 for leap at it. So 1 other for throw javelin. Yeah, that was what I figured. Yeah, Abigail and Zach, I figured you guys were saying throw the javelin. So it's 3 for javelin, 2 for. Okay, 4 for throwing. Okay, we'll throw. We will throw. Play it safe. No reason to put. Oh, all right. Dictatorship enacted. Mad Beast Yeti. Tree climber dive bombs the wolf. He's going to take the javelin and basically leap out of the tree, aiming at the wolf to basically the wolf cat to kind of skewer it. Tarzan. And is gonna dive down at the. Yeah, there are vines. Yeah, he'll grab a vine and like swing down with the spear, the javelin, kind of like a lance, and he's gonna try to. That'll work. So it's not like if he misses, he's gonna splat himself. All right. I'm gonna give it for rule of cool. I'm gonna give him advantage because that was. Oh, bam! Critical. Tree climber swings. It was also 2 donations to make that happen. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that at advantage. And tree climber is like, oh, I'm sick of this, and he like grabs onto the vine, leaving like his snotlings behind, kind of watching him, and he swings down at the wolf cat and just catches it perfectly, skewing it right in the chest, like stabbing up through the rib cage and into the heart, and basically just releases the javelin. The wolf cat falls all the way down to the ground, and tree climber keeps swinging, and then basically kind of like runs his feet along the edge of the tree to basically get himself back up onto the platform. So he like swings down, hits, and then like swings back up and pushes himself so he gets back up onto the platform. So big W for tree climber. Tom. It's Tom's turn. Is he shooting? So is Tom shooting? Is he shotgunning once again? I don't think he's hit anything with his shotgun yet. So got 1 for shoot. I'm going to shoot unless somebody's like, I want Tom to do something crazy. Got 2 for shoot, 1 for melee. 2 for whacking stuff. Three for DACA, 3 for DACA, 4 for DACA, 3 for melee. Giving people a chance to vote on this one because it's relatively close. 3 for melee, or 4 for melee rather. Now it's tied. Somebody's got to. All right, that's 5, 6 for melee. All right, Tom's going to basically wield his shotgun like a club and try to whack these. He's tried to shoot twice. He's going to try to be more melee, and it works. He basically clocks one of the wolf cat things, bashes its head right in. Hey, Rose Spark, how are you? And shouldn't you be repeating your hi? Aren't you Skaven? Hi, hello. And then we got Jerry. Is Jerry shooting or is Jerry melee? Melee. Jerry shoot. Whack him. We got 2 for shoot, 3 for shoot, 2 for melee. 4 for Chaka. I assume that's Daka. Or is that Chop Daka? I'm going to take that as shoot. Can't do. Got to do one or the other. Or it's putting the muzzle of the shotgun against the. Can't let Tom be cool like that. Okay, shoot. The both is what I'm going to have him do is I'm going to see if he can like basically put the barrel of the gun right against one of the wolf cats and just blow it up. Jerry goes to like shoot the thing. He puts it. He's like tries to outdo Tom, and the wolf cat basically at the last second knocks the shot off to the side, which basically blows up an area like right in front of Tom, just barely missing him. Yeah, and I'm gonna say in reaction, Tom is gonna bonk Jerry. I'm gonna give him. All right, Tom in reaction to bonking Jerry. That is a 1. So Tom like raises his shotgun up to like bonk Jerry, and one of Tom's snotlings grabs the butt end of the shotgun and pulls it out of Tom's hands before he can pull it down and whack Jerry. And so Tom is basically left without a weapon with still one of the wolf cats still in front of him. So Jerry misses. It is now Snotty's turn. There are 4 wolves. There are 4 wolf cat things left. He's got 2 choppas. 2 choppas, 2 swings. Got 2 votes for Choppa. Choppa time. Chop, chop, Choppa. All right. Snotty is basically and is gonna. That's 19 for the first, and 2 for the second. So he didn't critically fail, but he chops into one, and then the other like darts away from him just as he brings it down. But he chops one really good, and it is dead. All right, wolves. There are 3 wolves. They're all on the ground. I'm going to roll to see if the wolves are going to keep trying to fight or if they're going to run away. All right, wolves fail their morale test. They're booking it. The last of them the wolf cats are fleeing, and all of the greenskins are wah, 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 wah. So they're running away, and they can move faster than you guys too. You guys want to shoot as they're running away? take pot shots as they're leaving. DACA. All right, we'll do a round of DACA. Tree Climber's not going to be able to catch him because he has a javelin, but he's a little far. I'll let him through it. He's got to roll really well, and it's going to be hard because he's got a lot of kind of trees and stuff in his way. But Tree Climber throws. He's got to roll really well. He didn't really roll really well. Tom, shotgunning. Well, Tom doesn't have a weapon. Tom's weapon was taken from him. Jerry, shooting. Jerry blasts one of them. Like completely, like he like completely obliterates one of them. That's a critical 20. So, and then Snottius is going to lower his las gun and take a final parting shot with a 13, which is going to kill one of them. So only one of the wolf cat things got away, and they're gonna flee from the scene. You killed a bunch of stuff, so you got a bunch of things that could be used for cool clothing. You got cool skulls and things from that. Okay. So do you guys want to hop on the raft? So you are victorious. Tree Climb is staying here. Are you leaving anybody else here as well? Or Tom, Tom and Jerry were going to stay with Tree Climb as well, correct? Tree Climb, along with his start skinning wolves, making mighty pelts out of them, and start calling themselves the Tree Dogs. Okay. Yeah, I dig that. Tree Dogs. I'm going to write that down. So they are doing exactly that. They are the Tree Dogs. Sounds good. Thank you once again, Mad Beast Yeti, for the donation. And then, do you guys want to? So Tom and Jerry were planning on staying here. That was the plan. They're staying and they're being part of the tree fort. And they're going to be under Tree Climber. I believe that's what we're doing. Do you want Snottius to head back to Snot-Tantinople? You could also have him start moving towards Mega Humiopolis to try to get new gear. Because one of the things that you wanted was armor and also probably like new choppas. Because the Humi ones, now that you're big, they seem a little runty. Like they're not quite orc choppas. They're not like big and angry enough. So you can stay in actually, before we move on, what do we want to call the tree fort area? What do we want to call Tree Climber's settlement? We're gonna name the Tree Climber settlement, and then we'll decide where we're gonna go. Wolf Tree, Treeland, Green Tree. Treehold, Tree Dog territory, Wolf Tree. We got 2 wolf trees. Biga Boraopolis. Got 2 for Wolf Tree. That's kind of winning right now. Treeopolis. Wolfwood. Nothing standing out super a whole lot except for Wolf Tree. Okay, Wolf Tree, Wolf Tree. That's 3 votes for Wolf Tree. Okay, Wolf Tree. We're going to go with Wolf Tree. Wolf Tree. So I will add that to the map that you guys have Wolf Tree. Right, Wolf Tree. So that is going to be Tree Climber's settlement. That is what he's going to call it. Now, where to? Are we staying the night in Wolf Tree? Are we going up to Mega Humiopolis? Or are we going back to Snotty? Mega Humi to Mega Humiopolis. Okay, heading to Mega Humiopolis. That's where we're going. All right, this is one day, and basically there is, as each day passes, there's going to be a chance that Humies show up in Mega Humiopolis. So if there's a 6, if I roll a 6 today, the Humies are showing up in Mega Humiopolis. And they're going to show up before you can actually get there. So it'll be up to Stinky, DeBrain, and DeFurious to deal with them. Okay, that's a 1. So no, Humies have not arrived yet. Tomorrow it'll be a 5 or a 6 to see if they show up. All right. So time passes. Let's see if anything eventful happens while you're on the river. Because it is nighttime. You're more likely to run into stuff. Because you... Okay. Let's see. Because it's basically you are by yourself at this point, and you have like a contingent of snots. You don't have anyone else with you. It's just you and your snots. Because Tom and Jerry were stayed with Tree Climber unless you guys wanted to change that. So Snotty is by himself. All right. Snottius kind of goes to sleep as the snots are kind of guiding everything. And then there is a really loud... Oh, actually, no. Snottius he does have named guys with him. He has Soggy and Snore Sleeper. So he does, and then he has 3 other snotlings. You guys have 5 snotlings altogether. Basically, I say that anyone can grab 5 snotlings, but Soggy and Snore Sleeper are still with you, and they have the Burna, which I forgot about with the wolves, but that's okay. Probably using the Burna in the woods would be a bad idea. So I'm kind of okay with them not using the Burna then. Yeah, and you have PogChomp as well. PogChomp's with you. But basically, you're kind of sleeping, maybe sleeping with one eye open, one ear open, and suddenly there's like a loud ka-thunk. And let's see, the whole raft kind of jars and tilts and pitches. And neither Soggy nor Snore Sleeper falls in. Do we want to get a name for the basically a snotling's going to fall into the river? What do you guys want to name him? Dead Boy, Fishy, Folly, Idiocy, Splunk. I don't mind Splunk. Oit. Fishy. You got 2 for Fishy. 2 for Dead Boy. No, 1 for Dead Boy because it got retracted for some reason. Spelunk, 2 for Spelunk. Snotticus. Splunk. All right, Spelunk. I'm gonna go with Spelunk because we got Spelunk. I'm gonna go with Spelunk because I think we did have a Dead Boy before. I feel like we had a Dead Boy. That might not be true. All right, Spelunk falls into the water, and Spelunk is all right. Spelunk's gonna get a chance to try to swim. All right, he's actually swimming pretty good. Splunk is swimming pretty good. That's going to so he avoids immediately getting attacked by one of the river monsters. Snottius is awake, and Splunk is paddling back towards the raft. And Snottius can't act if he wants to try to pull him in. Get Splunk. Grab him. Got one grab, pull him in by the neck. Sure, save him, grab him. All right, we're grabbing him. See if we can pull Splunk out. Yep, yeah, 11. You're able to, just want to check one thing here. All right, a river monster leaps out of the water and chomps down on Spelunk's leg. Doesn't pull it off, but chomps on it pretty good. So Spelunk either needs to you need to get the river monster off of him, or are we gonna just punch the river monster? What do we want to do? Pry open the river monster's jaw. Can also chop the river monster. 3 for couple for chop it, chop, whack it, chop. All right, looks like we're going chop. Going for chop. 10's going to be good enough for the position that the thing's in it because it's kind of out of the water. All right, Miles O'Halloran decides he is dictator, and I'm going to roll for advantage for that. He still made it with 10, but he hauls both of them out, and then punches the river monster, which causes him to drop the snotling. So Spelunk survives despite being wounded, and the river monster is not dead, but it's like wriggling in Snottius's grip. So it's going to try to get away. It's slippery. It fails, which gives Snottius a pretty good chance to finish it off. Yeah, Snottius basically just he's while holding it, just takes it and punches it and punches it and punches it until it stops moving, and drops it onto the raft. So we got something to take to Mega Humiopolis. Have a party when we get there. Okay. So you guys arrive in Mega Humiopolis. It's kind of late at night, so you have a little bit of time to sleep before you basically run into, let me see. Okay, you guys run into the guards on watch, which are being run by Stinky. It's the Snots and Stinky are on watch for Mega Humiopolis, and which is very difficult to do because it's a very big place. Looks like a bunch of the lights have been put back on. They're kind of like these big floodlights that they had for nighttime to keep an eye on everything that was moving around. And the ones that had been kind of damaged in the attack or disrupted because the fence was broken. The fence looks like it's been repaired. And you guys approach the gate of Mega Humiopolis, and Stinky's there to kind of greet you. Oh, I thought you might have been a Humi. You thought there might have been a Humi wandering around in the middle of the night without a truck? I don't know, maybe. Yumi's is really stupid. That's true, Yumi's is really stupid. All right, let me in. All right. So Stinky's going to let you in. Yeah, they've repaired the gate. It's kind of rough and orky now. Things are beginning to look more orky and looted, as in like kind of patched together. So Stinky stays by the gate, but he sends a Snot to take you back into town, and like you're heading back into the main hall area, which has kind of been turned into a boss hut. So you're staying there for the night. And we've been going on for a little bit at this point. And we had a nice fight. I think we can stop here, and then next time we can get you some new gubbins. Brain develops a Snot shot, a flaming shotgun round. Okay, yeah, making use of the Snot fire. So thank you, Nick Fulton. I'll put that. Let me put that under Mega Humiopolis. One second. Thank you for the donation. Okay. Sure. DeBrain invents a flaming shotgun round. He'll utilize Snot fire. I think that will work. As far as I think we're going, because if we get into what's going on in Mega Humiopolis, I think it's going to be a fairly lengthy thing because there's a lot of stuff to do in Mega Humiopolis, and it's been 2 days, so we can pick a couple of things that they've to roll to see how far they've gotten along and a couple of things. We'll do that next time. I think. Been going on for a little bit, and but so thank you all for playing. I am now done with class, and I'm free for the next month. I should be able to do more of my regular series, and I also want to get back into some of my streaming series that I haven't done for a little while. Like I haven't done Adrian Pius for a while, and I'd like to. I think I have some ideas for that, especially with mostly I want him to kind of comment on the politics of Coram Pere 5, and kind of do that sort of stuff. So I'd like to do that coming up. But yeah, I'm done. I now am going to be much more free. Let's get Chad. Let's get Chad Snottiest back up here. But thank you all super much for hanging out. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the donations from everybody. I hope you all had fun. This was a lighter one that was more about like getting set up for the next thing. The next big fight will be with the Humies after they realize about. I think my plan is basically to have the conflict with the Humie town It's basically going to build up to conflict with the Humi town, and then I think I might do a time skip. But we'll see how it goes. Thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Y'all were great. I'm glad that we have a lot of people coming in for these, and I'm glad that growing tribe is becoming more and more popular. So thank y'all very much. No Man out.